Right now, Bitcoin rejected, and where's it going next? And also, Bitcoin has got to make a decision, and that's coming soon. So we're going to tell you some of the options of where that's going. James and Michael, the crypto guys. And if you like the content here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But let's go ahead and jump in, Michael. What's going on?
Well, there's a lot of ways I could explain this to people. But yesterday, first of all, let's mention about yesterday. And let's switch from 1 week to a 4-hour candle, because I did mention yesterday. See, my red circle is there. That's from yesterday. And I did mention that if you don't want to take a risk, okay, and then you should sell now. If you're willing to take risk, it could go up higher. And then we could meet the second resistant, which is at about 44,000. Now we didn't go. We got rejected at resistant number 1. Okay, so I have mentioned that. Now I will tell you that I'm more higher risk than most people. I haven't sold anything. Okay, I was thinking about it, but I decided not to. And then I woke up and like, oh, it went down. Okay, I'm not panicking. Although I will tell you, the sentiment to me seems like people are panicking, and they're panicking for nothing. Like, this is nothing. This is Bitcoin. This is crypto. Crypto is volatile. That's normal. Okay, and so we are making resistance and a support. So, you know, like when I look at Bitcoin, right, like you got upward momentum, but if it's going to change, it's because you reach a resistance and then we go back down and then we reach a support. So the big question is this the support here? Are we going to break up, or are we going to get rejected and go down to a lower level, like back to the 33,000? That's the question. And so if you ask me, I'm very bullish, but I always like to ask the very important question. What if I'm wrong? What if it goes down? And I've already asked that question since the breakout below the bull market support band here. And that's why I'm cash positive. The best decision you can make is just be cash positive and think long-term. And I want to explain to you again, go back to this ideal here. Let's go to the weekly time frame, weekly view on the candles. And let's be clear that we are in a very important accumulation zone. There's no need to panic. The worst thing you can do right now is not buy. That's the worst thing you can do. Why? Because then you don't buy and Bitcoin will break out. At some point, it's going to break out. And then you didn't make any money. That's my biggest fear, is not that it's going to go down. My biggest fear is I didn't buy anything, missed the dip. It goes up. And I'm like, oh, shit, I did it again. I shouldn't have done that. No, I've already done that many times. I've already learned. Maybe you haven't. Maybe people watching are like afraid. They just say, I'll wait. Trust me, I've done that. Okay, I don't wait anymore. When it goes down, I buy. Okay, I've already bought and sold many times trying to cash greatest deal that I got. But you know what? I'm cash like positive. The best thing I'm going to do is just buy more if it goes down. Right. So again, I think is you just wait it out, wait till it goes up. You could start selling some of your positions when it goes there. But we are far away from there. Okay, we're talking here weekly candles. Okay, so it's going to take time, and we want to get over. As I said before, there's no reason to sell Bitcoin under the bullish band, like the bull market band. There's no reason. Why would you do that, right? Because once you break through, you're going to get a bounce and like go up. So I think that's only for short-term thinkers. Yeah.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. Yeah, I mean, that was one point. I have a few more points. I'm going to talk about the support that we reach here, and then I'm going to go into that resistance again, and then I'm going to talk about the S&P 500. But we can cover that after. Go ahead, make your.
Well, I'm getting ahead of myself because I was going to talk a little bit about the S&P 500, because right now, with the situation in the world being volatile and what's happening in Ukraine, then what happens is people start to think like, oh my goodness, this could potentially cascade us, back down the mountain because it's just bad news. But remember, there's always going to be bad news in the world. But again, we got to go back to the data and the charts. And of course, a lot of the experts on the, stocks and trading side, they're not saying much about what's going on in terms of a prediction of where the S&P 500 is going, but we can at least look at the data of this idea of, are we in a correction or are we in a bear market?
Well, we're certainly in a correction, because the correction is between minus 10% and minus 20%, and that's where we are now. So the average correction is about 13.7%, if I remember correctly. And so we went a little bit lower than that here. So I think one important point is that we don't go lower than that and do a lower low. And it wouldn't be the end of the world if we did either. Then we might go and bounce. But the question is, where's the bottom? Always. Because when you're in a downtrend, and we're certainly in a downtrend with the S&P 500, because we're below the EMA ribbon, right? You can see that's the lower part of it, and we're below that. So that's very bearish, meaning that, I mean, we're in a bear market, but it's bearish. It's a long-term downtrend. I mean, yeah, if you go to the 1-day candles, we're still below it a lot, right? So we are in a long-term downtrend, but long-term downtrends don't go down forever. By the way, the reason we call it, because when I teach trading, I teach 5 questions. And the first question that people have to ask themselves is, what is the long-term trend? And clearly right now, from the peak, we are in a long-term downtrend. We've been in this long-term downtrend for more than 90 days, right? But here's the thing. If you ask that question, right? Like, why are we asking that question? And the only reason you ask that question is to say, well, what's the bottom, right? Okay, we're in a long-term downtrend, but long-term downtrends don't go down forever. Like, think of, what do you call those rubber balls? When you push them to the ground, they will bounce back. So the market is like a rubber ball that's going to bounce back, right? Once it reaches the support. But you got to reach the real support. Only when you reach the real support are you going to break through this band. If this is not the bottom, then we will not push through this EMA ribbon, because anything on top is bullish now, right? Then you change from bearish to bullish. And the minute that happens with the market, Bitcoin will rally, because if the S&P 500 rallies, Bitcoin will rally too. So does that make sense? We don't know until that we get a good bounce. And I mean, it looked like it when we bounced here. It looked like we reached the bottom because we went on top, but it didn't. It went back down. Then we pushed back up. Then it went back down to this. And then we went back up. We got rejected. So it is possible we've not reached the bottom yet. It's certainly in the realm of possibility. Yeah. So yeah. I think it's important to look at it like that. Have we reached the real bottom? The answer is, I don't know. Because the reason I say I don't know is that we are technically, on the technical analysis, we're getting a higher low. Yeah. So it didn't get a lower low. A lower low would mean we went to here. We did not. So you could consider this a trend reversal. Does that make sense? If the trend is reversing, then the question is, are we going to break through the ribbon? And now time is the only thing that will tell that if a trend reversal is happening or not, or we get rejected and we do get a lower low. But right now, that is not the case. That is not the case. Right now, we are seeing a trend reversal on the short term. So long term, we're going down. Long term is a downtrend, but short term is a uptrend. Okay, because you're getting a higher low. So now we want to see if we're going to if we get rejected, then okay, both the short term and the long term becomes bearish. Then in that case, we're going to go lower, right? So that's what this means. So yeah, so we didn't even make it to the top here, and why? There's no reason. It's just that we got some resistance, and now it's a fight. So it's a question of who's going to win, the bears or the bulls. And I'm voting for the bulls, not because I'm invested, but because everything is telling me that we're going to go up, right? Like everything, including this RSI. We're seeing now, right? We're seeing the RSI is going up, showing an uptrend, right? That's a clear. Right? But look at that. We're going down right now. We're in a downtrend. See, that's a downtrend. So this is going up, this is going down. What it tells me is that we are going to reverse. Now, if we break this, then I might change my mind. But I'll show you one more thing about the RSI. If we were to break down on this and break the little support here, that would change my mind. But right now, I'm not going to change my mind because we are on a technical level bullish. Does that make sense? Like the indicators that we use to identify the trend is showing us that it's bullish. But let's take a look at something. And not this one because that won't help us. But let's take a look at this one. On the day view, there is an interesting thing. Actually, we'll switch back to this one. It might be easier to do it here. We'll just switch on a 1 day. And I wanted to show you something quite interesting, right? And is that we are, on one sense, on the daily view, you could extend that out if you want to the top, I think, somewhere like this, right? So we are getting a trend on the top here. And the bottom is also an uptrend. So you see that? There we go. Now, what does that tell us? Well, that tells us exactly what I said. It's an undecided market. But here's what we know. Right now, it's not decided yet. We are in this zone. Once, if it breaks up, we're bullish. If it breaks down, we're going down another level to a lower like level, maybe even lower than 33, maybe even to like 30. Okay, so that's what that tells us, that the market is undecided, but we're about to, well, this could go as long as March 30th. Okay, so by the end of the month, we will have decided what will happen to the markets. Is it going to go up or down? Is Bitcoin going to go up or down? And we're about to find that out very soon. Okay, now I've seen this. I not one time or two times, like hundreds of times. These kind of indicators are more accurate than people think. Okay. Once we break support or like resistance, we will have a very clear view at that point what's going to happen. By the way, that doesn't mean you sell what you hold, even if it goes down, because then if you bought it higher, you're going to lose. So just hold it and wait it out, because it's a matter of time before Bitcoin goes back up. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no need to panic here. You just, if you're trading on a longer view, you're accumulating Bitcoin. That's what it says, accumulation. You're buying, your DCA, right? As long as the price keeps going down, you keep buying. You don't panic. You just keep buying. Yeah, that's what I've got for you.
Yeah, I think the most telling thing you said is the worst thing you can do is not buy Bitcoin. Of course, as a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. You have to figure out your own investments, and we just tell you what we're doing and what we think, but this is not financial advice. So anyways, yeah, great technical analysis, Michael. Thank you for that. And if you want more of this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like and leave a comment. Also, if you would like to know more about how to get coaching from Michael or to take his crypto course, we will show you. The link will be down in the description here because you can access actually a trading course that Michael has created. And to do that, what you do is you actually only need to hold $500 in MetaGold rewards. MetaGold rewards is a rewards token, and all that information will be down in the description. Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
I could show them just very quickly where to find that. If you go in the description below, you will see this link here, MetaGold rewards. Click that link and that will bring you to the website. And then you can check that out. MetaGold rewards is a decent price today. So it's the same thing as Bitcoin. You buy the dip, right? Like whether it's MetaGold or Bitcoin, you do the same thing. But MetaGold gives you a lot more rewards, because with Bitcoin, you get no rewards. Whereas this is considered the ultimate Bitcoin digital gold, I will say, but you get more like rewards. And now we're giving you staking with 32%, which we just launched, and we're giving you rewards on the 11% buy, 25% sell, and we're giving you access to crypto coaching, which when you go to the dashboard, you will see that we give you coaching and whether it's online course or what trades I'm making, what altcoins I'm buying, or ICOs. Anyway, check that out. Go to the description. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
That's right. See ya.